What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Kaspa at the request of Flower Child. It is the 9th of October right now. We are a little bit over 3 hours into the new day, I think, or is it only 2 hours? 2.5 hours into the new day. We got 21 hours, 33 minutes left. Looking at this thing on a weekly aspect here, the RSI does seem a little bit sad, okay? Predominantly for most of your life, you've been living in this overbought zone, living above the 50, but here you are now in your most brief stints, I don't know, your closest stints together below the 50 that you've ever seen, right? Showing some of also your weakest readings that you've ever seen in this thing's history. Still not very weak readings, not getting oversold, but some of the weakest ones, and then close together, and then rejecting your overbought zone. It's not a good look. You really could go lower from here. I think you could, if we were to see a low close here to the low close here and draw a trend line there, you could come down and touch that line. If we were to draw a line here to a line there, I guess you've already broken that line, so that line is irrelevant. Maybe you find support somewhere in this area, right? Somewhere around 12 cents. That could happen. Maybe 12 to 10 cents. It's hard to say. If we take this low to high here, the 786 is right there around 12 cents, just below 12 cents actually. The 886 right there around 11 cents. So I would say 11 to 12 cents is probably where you're going to go if you were to move down. You could hold this as a low. It is possible, I suppose. You would need to start moving up now though, man. Your daily RSI does not look good. You're pretty sick on the daily RSI, not getting overbought, right, recently at all, getting oversold, interacting with this area multiple times, living in it now, not living above the 50 at all, but living below it. Not a good look, right? And slipping, you're giving up your higher lows and you're trading them for lower lows and lower highs, right? It's not a good look. Your 123 daily moving average is sloping to the downside now. It's not a good look as well. It definitely makes me think that you're going to move lower. I do believe, however, that after this move lower, and probably around 12 to 11 cents, you might not even go below 12 cents, man. Like really, you might not. I could see you finding support above 12 cents, but 12 to 11 cents, I'm going to base it off the fibs. That's my call. You're at 13.9 cents now. That's where you're going to go. From there, you'll find a higher low overall, like from here to here, right? Move up, break out of this consolidation phase, and you'll be onward to new all-time highs, right? How long is this going to take? I would assume it's going to be very quick. It was quick here. It was quick here. It was quick here, right? It seems like Kaspa, if you go back and you look at it, most of the time it has some pretty significant wicks based on its weekly time frames, right? It doesn't like to live in that area for too long. So being that it looks like we're making a move for it now, I would expect sometime this month, potentially, we could see Kaspa in that 12 to 11 cent zone. And then sometime next month, we could be moving up and out of it. It might even be by the end of this month that we're starting to move up and out of it. It's hard to say. I guess I would expect that. Yeah, by the end of this month, we're moving up and out because we would have found our low by the end of this month and started moving up. But we'll see. Time will tell. Nobody knows the future. These are all just guesses at the end of the day, right? Based off of what we're seeing on the metrics in the chart, the indicators on the chart and stuff like that. In areas that would just make sense. What am I trying to do here? I want to look at the monthly aspect, and then we can wrap this bad boy up. So I do think you're going to move up from here, right? That's my projected kind of outcome. It'll be a breakout move, likely, right? Like you're consolidating here, so likely you'll get a breakout move. That could take you, if you look at these highs relative to each other, right? If we were to base it off of this line, that would only promote an idea of 30 cents, right? Something like that. And maybe that's where you top. Maybe you do come in line with these highs, something like that, and that's it. And then you reject from there. Maybe. But being that this, to me, looks like a consolidation range, if you were to break out, I could see you going somewhere a little bit outside of this ascending trend line here. So something closer, I would think around 30 cents to 50 cents might be where you're going to go on this next move. And I do believe this will be your last move. I do believe that this will be the cycle ender for Kaspa, okay? And the reason being that Kaspa, if we look on CoinGecko here, we're on the maximum time, the logarithmic here, right? You can see the low here was back in May of 2022. That was the beginning of its uptrend, right? Back in May. It might have even been beforehand, right? Because I think it has more history than this. It's just not available to us for whatever reason. But since here until now, you've been in an uptrend, right? You're still in an uptrend. Even though you've been down the last 3 months, you're still higher lows and higher highs on the macro. If this were to be your all-time high and that was the cycle ender, then 26 months would be the end of it, right? But assuming you have at least one more move up, and again, this is why I'm thinking it's the end of it, I would think that it comes sometime in December to April, right? Let's just say January, right? That's 32 bars. December would be like 31 bars. April would be 35 bars. So like 30 to 35 bars, something like that is fine to say, right? That's a very long bull cycle, you guys. That's a very, very long bull cycle. We look at Bitcoin here. 20 bars was the existence of the first bull cycle. 24, 28, 28. I put 33 here. I've got 33. I don't know why. I would actually think 35 because I'm thinking October. Bitcoin could, if it was to be 28 months, it could end then in March of next year based off of the last 2 cycles. But I think it would actually get longer. I think we were robbed last cycle, right? I didn't measure it to the all-time high. I measured it to where I felt the cycle ended, right? Just like here, I didn't measure the end of the bear cycle. I measured the beginning of the bull cycle, right? End of the bull cycle, not the all-time high. But I think we did get robbed. I think we were supposed to continue, and that would have promoted 35 months. All I'm saying is I really do think Bitcoin can see a 35-month outcome. This isn't a Bitcoin video. I'm not going to go over my justifications for why I believe this cycle will be longer than 28 months. I'm not going to go over that in this video. You can probably find that in plenty of my long-term Bitcoin videos if you're really curious. But I did want to share this perspective to relate it to Kaspa in the sense that Bitcoin itself has never seen a bull cycle, a true bull cycle, last more than 28 months. And if you want to say, no, this all-time high is the end of the bull cycle, okay, let's give it to you. 35 months then. No more than 28 is what I would say, but let's be like silly about it and say 35. No more than 35. Why does Kaspa get more than 35? April, right? That would be the end of its cycle, right? Ergo, consolidation, next move up, wherever it is, wherever it ends up being, wherever it stops, I think is going to be the end of Kaspa's cycle, right? And when I say end of its cycle, I don't mean like it moved up, that was the end of its cycle, it's going to consolidate before it goes on its next cycle. No, some people seem to be confused about cycles. I mean, you've only seen up, you haven't seen a bear cycle yet. This is all one cycle, right? If this is one bull cycle, what's one bear cycle going to look like? It's hard to say because we don't know where the high is, but I can give an outlined image of it, okay? If we take this high here to this low, again, we're assuming that you're probably going to be above 30 cents, just based on the idea that you're going to break above this ascending like trend line level here. I don't know, maybe we can draw a line there, kind of, right? You'll probably be, I would think, I guess not, not there because that would be May. I would think you break above this trend line. So I would think 28 cents, 47 cents, somewhere in between there is on the docket, right? That's the projected area between your 1618 here and your 2618. This is where I think you're going to go. Why do I think that's where you're going to go? Why am I just throwing out the expected area? Because this is, I think, again, the end of your cycle. I think it's going to be a phenomenal finish. I don't think it's going to be tame like these last highs were. I think it's going to be more exciting than what you've seen all year, really, right? So it's going to be the end of the cycle. I think it's going to be a big move. Could you move up even further? Could you move up beyond 50 cents? Sure. I'm not expecting that you move up beyond 47 cents personally, but sure, you can move up beyond 50 cents. You could move up, who knows, man? It could be phenomenal. But I do believe you'll end early next year, if not literally December at the earliest this year. And it'll be your high. Wherever it is, and I don't know where it's going to be, right? My genuine expectation would be 47 cents to 28 cents. With a more refined expectation, I would say genuinely like 32 cents to 47 cents, okay? I really like that 40 cent area specifically. But wherever it's going to be, whether it's higher, whether it's lower, I expect that the percentage drop that you're going to get from there is going to be 90+%, okay? Let's say you moved all the way up to the 5618. Let's say you moved all the way up to like $2.14, right? A 90% drop essentially would bring you back down to 20 cents, okay? 90%. Most cryptos, they see above like a 95%, especially on their first bear cycle. Oftentimes you get 97, 98, 99. I'm going from 90 to 99. That's not even a 10% difference. That doesn't sound that big, but look, you go 90s here at 20 cents. 99, dude, is all the way down here at 1.2. You know what I mean? Like that. This is from this high. So these numbers, the negatives get bigger as they go down. I would say a 95 to 96% drop is more, 95 to 99% drop is more to be expected with most cryptos. So even if this thing's far exceeded my expectations, right? Far exceeded them. I don't believe you're going to get above 50 cents, man. I really don't. But if it far exceeded them, you went to $2.14, you would still be below the current prices you're at now, right? When it was all said and done, this would take a lot of time too. It's not just going to drop quickly overnight. But this is like an optimistic expectation, right? You'd still be at lower prices here over time. If you were to go to the height of my expected move, right, we see something like that, the more genuine expectation I think would be for the end of the bear cycle would be something probably between about 2.5 cents. 2.5 cents to about just under half a cent itself, right? Being that this is Kaspa, I personally think that it's going to not see that 99% drop. It'd probably be more prone to a 95 to 90% drop. But this is probably not the best time to measure this, right? I'm calling for the bear cycle lows kind of right now, whenever it happens. Or not whenever it happens, where it's going to happen, but I don't know when it's going to happen. Probably sometime in 2026 or 2027. It'll start, it'll start here. We'll probably start in the beginning of 2025, but it'll end who knows when. But where it's going to end, I'm measuring now, and I probably shouldn't even do that because we don't have the high, right? I'm going off of the max expectation. If we don't even hit 47 cents, then the low potential is only going to get lower, right? At 47 cents, I would at a minimum expect Kaspa returns back to the high area here, right? Probably around 4.5 cents, okay, at a minimum, right? And the only reason I'm going off of this is to really just explain that, or to get the idea out there, I guess, that I don't believe Kaspa is going to be worth multiple dollars, several dollars, tens of dollars, $50 by the end of this cycle. I just don't think it's going to happen. It doesn't make sense to me. Even Bitcoin itself hasn't seen a cycle last more than 35 bars for being optimistic, but realistically 28 bars, right? And Kaspa itself, if it is to see a new high from here, is already projected to see longer than anything Bitcoin's seen in its life. So a move, even a fast move, like how fast, it would have to be so freaking fast, man. You don't have much time left. You're not going here. And the reason I'm saying this right now is I know a lot of Kaspa people are talking about this $5 to $20 area or $50 area, 5 to 50 for some reason. That seems to be the area. You would have to see just in proportion to what it's done before, to what we've already done in Kaspa's history, in the same time frame that I'm expecting, right, which would be at the latest here in April, right? Pretty straight line up until the end. You'd have to move like this, right? This is what the bullish, and again, the minimum target that I see some people talking about, like $1 to $3, right? Those are more realistic, and even still, I think those are a bit too much. But $5 to $50, at least that's what I remember being the range that a lot of people are talking about. Just look at how crazy of a move up that would be. Like, have you seen anything like that, right? Like in your early days, you're going to do that again? I don't think so. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, and that's at your minimum, let alone your maximum. This cycle, not going to happen. Now, I know some of you are going to justify it by saying, well, it's not going to end in April. It's going to go all the way out, here, whatever. It's got more time than you're giving it. Maybe it does. But then you'd be talking about something that literally has had a bull cycle, because at least we know since May, based off of this, right? At least we know since May. This is June here, so I'm going from May. If you want to talk about it ending in October, when Bitcoin probably stops off, that's 41 months. The longest cycle Bitcoin's ever seen was 28 months. 41 months? Is it going to end later than that? Is it going to end in 2026? We're going to go 46 months, 50? Are we never going to have a bear cycle? You know what I mean? Like, that's just not, it's not the right line of thinking. We're already beyond crazy. We're already beyond, like, the average limit, even the above average limits for how long this cycle has gone on, right? I guess 25 is pretty average based on Bitcoin here, right? I don't know about other cryptos, but Bitcoin being the Mac Daddy, I think that's a good metric to go off of. If it sees a new high, which I do think it is going to, it's going to be in the 30-month zone. I don't see it going much past that. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to stop there. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. The one other thing that I think would happen, again, I don't know if I said this, I got distracted, but I think I did say this, but you would have triple bearish divergence on your monthly time frame. You would have a lower high, and another lower high, triple bearish divergence with higher highs as well, right? And I'm drawing it in line here, but it doesn't have to be in line. Again, you could actually reach and have your high and then wick high and then close lower, right, and get that bearish divergence still. So just because at some point, whenever it is forming its high, you see the price, right, at the absolute peak, that doesn't mean that's where the month's going to close. So even if this does absolve the bearish divergence, that doesn't mean that's where the month's going to close. It can still come back down and then promote that bearish divergence. I would bet this next move, man, when it comes to where you're going to close, it's somewhere between December and April. That's my expectation. Probably close to January is what I'm thinking. You're probably going to reject the overbought zone. That's my thoughts. Completing this triple bearish divergence and completing the cycle, sending you down to low prices, man. Low prices. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Time will tell. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I think Kaspa is going down right now. And then, you know, sometime this month it'll probably find its low. And then next month we'll start moving up to finish off the year with a bang, I think. And start the year maybe next year with a bang as well. But that's all I got for you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.